Please clip.
You know it's on YouTube too.
Yeah, but I got the app too.
Clip everything for us, please.
What does that mean?
There's a button where you can clip stuff, and it'll let.
If we say some wild shit,
they've been pretty good about clips lately. Ooh, girl.
I clipped when you talked about Jay lying about Hot Wheels.
That was
so funny.
Keep the essentials.
Pulling up from 40 down by 40, told to 40 for love. Keep it on me, tell your bro he won't buy shit but the dust. Yeah, it's loaded, yeah, they loaded all my homies with whatever you is. 40 different flows like
but don't bite this though. Don't come to smoke, but you ain't get sent for. I just chopped it up with the little homie, he heart broke. Trap just got convicted, he tripping. He say free camp folk and I'm sick of this. Family keep on distancing. I just want some peace and lately all that I've been getting is a lot of frustration. That's due to
one day she gonna look at you like, what the fuck is you on?
When I speak, everybody gets offended. It's ridiculous. I just might give up cause ain't no fixing this.
Pulling up from 40 down by 40.
This
nigga
spittin'.
Yes, sir.
Damn, nigga.
All my homies with whatever you is. 40 different flows, I keep it moving. Things change, baby, you don't. Can't picture you gone. Draped in that Saint Laurent, it ain't too strong. Told me I can't do wrong. Baby girl, that's you though. All night chopped it up just like judo. Dirty dance killer. Pulled up on you 2 times. I ain't gotta say it, cause baby, you know the damn vibes. Same day I fold on the gang, it's the same damn dime. How you know I keep it 100 like 52 times? Really quiet when I'm riding with you. No problem,
he said,
I'm just vibing with you. So solid, I got metal gear.
The battery.
Keep it 110 like
the charge
22.
just read
Yeah, I'm
battery
back
like
at it.
10%.
Told that girl throw that back to me like 3 tracks ago. I'm the tracks back bully.
The charge just read battery like
I should probably let it go like the low when the max
pulling up from 40 down by 40, told to 40
This nigga spittin'. Yes, sir.
You is 40 different flows, I keep it moving up from 40 down by 40.
That drum is crazy.
For love. Keep it on me, tell your bro he won't buy shit but the
Let's
dust.
go ahead and get into this. Oh, I'm bugging.
If I'm noticing a snack in your eye,
Just silence.
that means we're close. And a lot of people fear intimacy because I don't want you to see into me.
Insensitiveness.
So I keep people at a distance. If I can stay up on the stage.
My love for you never died and it never will. That's not how I'm built. But we had shaky foundation, making our hopes of a future impossible to fulfill, making my heart collapse. But it was for the best in hindsight for that time lapse. I got a new pursuit perhaps, but it's hard to say cause she the type to be down for 2 days and be gone for 3. Weekends the only thing consistent. Walking the fine line between pestilence and persistence. Ooh, she killing me. New people popping up from distant memory. Oh, how they changed, trying to party next door and talking about come and see me. For once I would like someone to keep that energy. I guess I'm just different, at least that's what Valerie told me. She said that was me, unapologetically. Sorry, I'm calling late, the reception be getting fuzzy. My miles go up, I doesn't spin a shoot up to Oklahoma. Decisions like that be something, been hitting the road for nothing.
Please leave your message for Precious Healy.
Hey, I was just driving on my way back. Just gonna check on you, make sure you're good. Give me back when you wake up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It ain't enough wiper fluid to clear my thoughts. I'm on this road, coasting at 60 miles an hour, missing my queen of hearts. I'm feeling stressed, my eyes getting heavier. No, I can't stop and rest, and that's a bet. Praying I played it the way I taught myself, memorizing a set, hoping I play my cards correctly. I never shuffled the deck, a young ace. Jokers around me pay me respect. When you see a king, then you bow. I got reticules on your heads. Hustle to feed the family, multiplying the bread. It's a cycle like chain links, or the golden ones on their necks. White Iversons plotting to steal the crap when it's dead, but this the soul number 23 slamming it when he fed the rock. I read the clock and I lost the time that I spent on that. Lately I don't check my watch for seconds, I'm not getting back. Lately all my friends is wait, I'm lighter now. I finish fast, all these rappers food to me. I wonder where my dinner's at.
While we've talked so much about the importance of not living in your past and the danger of living in yesterday, I certainly think that a lot of relationships are sabotaged by things that happened before they ever began, that weren't dealt with. And so we project onto other people trust issues that were developed
Quiz Q, play that beat again.
because of another person's actions, and start saying things to somebody that we just met, like, who's texting you? And it's not that you ever caught him doing anything, it's just that it's been done to you before.
Now, you know this thing's gonna be buggy. I don't know why I do this. I gotta re-export it, bro.
I saw last time.
It's like, wait.
I'm gonna have to re-export it.
Yeah, I saw it last time.
He was sucking you like that.
You were tired last time. I was like,
Thank you for tuning into the We Live Isaiah.
No, I was like, no.
Polk sound check. This is Isaiah Polk.
We live.
And I've been thinking these comments are live. Yeah, comments.
You throwing us off?
He looks broke. The kid. Boogie himself.
The zooms are always at
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at it. Everyone say hello to Alan. He's in his bag. He's my ego. I guess. I'm listening, bro. As well as JC, aka Mr. Onion Bagel, aka.
Gotta get that fixed.
What's the other one? Big Booty. It's so loud.
Yeah.
Anonymous T.
Until you know it's good quality though.
Oh God, sound check.
Us.
Yeah, no, it's actually us.
We live.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that'll cut it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in to We Live, the Isaiah Polk sound check. I am Isaiah Polk. This is your B Mike Allen Edward Warren the third.
No.
The second?
I'm the first, sir.
Oh, I thought your
the
dad's.
only.
I thought your dad's name was Allen as well.
Yeah, my name's Alan Edward.
Oh, gotcha. I thought his middle name was Edward. Is
Alexander.
Okay, gotcha. That really doesn't matter right now. As usual, guys, we're live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 p.m. Central Time. Actually, let me correct that. On Thursdays, we're going to be live at 11 p.m. Central Time because of football season. And it's not really because of viewership. It's because me. It's because I want to watch the game, and I'm going to watch the game. So we're not podcasting at 10. And I think this is okay. Alan, how you feeling, buddy?
I am feeling wonderful.
How was your day?
Had the audit today at work. A little stressful at first. All worked out. How's your day, Isaiah?
Good. If you're in the chat, and let's see, we're kind of. Oh, I didn't send message. That's right. I'm stupid. Well, if you are in the chat, if you can hear us, let me know if anyone needs to be raised or lowered. If the volume sounds okay. If it doesn't, I can get that fixed for us.
Also, I was going to ask about the chat that shows up on the screen. What's up with the second area at the bottom?
YouTube.
Dang, I should get through there. That chat looks much less.
Because you get the picture and stuff?
It's just less congested.
Oh, yeah, because
y'all read those first.
Volume is fine. All right, thank you. Who is that? It's Angel. Oh, thanks, bud. I'm sending out messages now. Like I was saying, I wasn't saying that. You were talking.
About the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean.
I always love
make sure you follow, rate, review, subscribe, whatever that platform offers. It's pretty helpful for us. Making sure we get more reach to people who generally wouldn't hear the podcast. But either way, we usually post those about a week afterwards. I'm a little behind, but I'm going to get a couple of those up in a couple of days. I want to say what's up to Kate, to Angel, to Joe, and then I'll say, I'm sure a couple other people tune in after I send these links out. Today's topic is actually realism versus insensitivity.
Yep.
Insensitivity. I got this, bro. I'm a big boy.
There you go.
How you spell it? Sensitivity. Okay, got it.
Takes time.
Yes, sir. But Alan, do you want to go ahead and start us off on that so I can focus on one thing at a time?
Yeah.
Thank you, big booty. Big bro.
Little bro. All right, so I guess I'm gonna put some context into this because
do what you gotta do.
I like context, but realism. right? Usually, I guess this topic comes up when you're discussing, let's say, issues. You know, say you and this other person have this disagreement, and you feel that you know more about the situation and want to, you know, give your little thought piece about it. Now, a lot of us, you know, kind of forget that when you say things, there are certain ways you have to say them. Some people just don't care. Also. Yeah. But you got to think: is what I'm saying? Well, that's why I think at least, is it realistic what I'm going to say? That if I say it, that it'll be heard, or that it matters to this person, so to speak. Right. And like,
I'm trying to be discreet.
You're literally the center of the screen. But
I mean, like with the sound, bro.
Oh, well.
There we go.
I brought a lot of attention to it. But I try not to be insensitive, like, wholeheartedly. Like, about 90% avoiding insensitivity, about 10% realistic.
That's so crazy. I'm the exact opposite.
Right.
Excuse me?
We know.
I mean, the reason being, though, is because I'm going to mute my phone, by the way. Okay, just say hi. What's up, G?
He calls us on Snapchat.
But I'm the exact opposite. But generally, just because I've always been taught, like, okay, of course, honesty is the best policy. But I know you can be honest without being harsh. But there's a quote I saw. I don't know who said it. I can look it up. But it was like, if it's not nice, no, if it's not kind, if it's not necessary, and if it's not true, don't say it. Like, it gave you like a list of 3 things to check off. But the issue I have with like quotes like that and like stuff like that, when you look at like a outline for how and when and what to speak, is that a lot of those things are relative. Yeah. So I do think like kindness especially and necessary are super subjective. Mm-hmm. So it kind of it becomes a gray area, because like, I don't know, I feel like there can be kindness in wanting someone to know the truth, you know, and you can see necessity in saying something that you think, like, the thing about necessity is I can believe you need to know something that you do not believe you need to know. Right. And you can believe you need to know something that I do not believe you need to know. So I think it's really hard to really draw the line on insensitivity, and I think that empathy works hand in hand with it, because everyone's sensitivities are different. So it's hard to really gauge whether, like, I think that's why I don't focus on sensitivities when I speak, is because there's no way for me to know offhand immediately what your sensitivities are. So I feel like if I'm just honest and I'm just as realistic and transparent as I can be, and as forward as I can be, I can worry about the sensitivities when we get there. So if I'm 100% like vocal about what I think is true, say I hit a nerve, we can deal with that once the nerve has been struck. And I get the idea of wanting to avoid it, but I feel like it just makes you have to.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, you got to walk on thin ice, and I feel like conversationally, that's just not an effective way to really have a progressive conversation, I guess.
Respectable. Yeah, I appreciate the brute force aspect. That's how I see it, at least. I feel like some people need that. You know, some people they need that kind of assertiveness to get to that point, as opposed to they don't like. For me, I like to let people vocalize what they got going on. So I'll play with that, the game of insensitivities, right? So, and I'll let you kind of that's actually what I have to do for my job. But you know, I'll let you vocalize what's wrong in the situation, how you see it, and I'll work off of that. But I've been doing that for centuries, so I'm substantially more comfortable doing that than like full on just saying, look, I'm going to ignore everything that, you know, I could possibly take. I don't know. To me, I can't do that. Like, it hurts to physically do that.
But I also think because you are in the counseling field, I feel like a lot of your job isn't as much as like tell as it is to listen and understand. You know what I'm saying?
It's about even.
Is it? Yeah. Because I feel like generally counselors, and I'm not talking about like advisors, just more so like a lot of times people who are in like fields like we talked about before who need that like high amount of emotional and like
empathetic or
that emotional intelligence, like that high amount of empathy. I feel like those people generally do a lot more listening than they do speaking, but I think that also comes with wisdom, understanding that in order to speak as it relates to someone else effectively, you need to be able to listen effectively first. And I think that's probably why we have that big divide there, because generally when I'm telling someone something, it's because I understand more about what we're talking about. I kind of stray more away from emotional or like thought-provoking areas. I'm more like, generally when I speak to somebody or I advise somebody, it's on something practical, like a practice or a craft or something that they're doing. So I think that's probably why I'm like a lot more forward. Like say I use Jade because it's Jade and it's Jade. Jade sent me a song. We've been working on a song for a few weeks and we can't iron out the chorus. So he wrote out this chorus and he asked me to sing. I was like, I don't like it. It's ass. And not the lyrics, but the cadence and it just doesn't sound. It's a hook. He says, not a chorus, but it just doesn't sound like anything I would want to keep listening to. And I told him it's not your lyrics, it's the way the lyrics are being presented. So we rewrote it a couple times and I was like, okay, well I like this, but I still hate this so much.
This needs to change. This part.
But because I feel like I have the understanding of what we're trying to do, I'm not super worried about his feelings, just because like if I sit there and I fixate on what he's feeling, I'm not going to be honest with him about what we need to get the product we want. Especially when it comes to music. I feel like so many people water down the truth when it comes to music and tell people things that aren't good are good, and it doesn't help artists grow in the long run. Like if you tell me it's good, I'm gonna keep repeating that thing, because the way music works is if it works, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So like if it works, I'm gonna repeat it, I'm gonna tweak it, and I'm gonna repeat it in a different manner. And if I don't tell you this is booty, you're gonna repeat booty. It's just gonna be booty everywhere. And I mean, I'm a booty man, so
absolutely,
it's not a problem for me.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And you've kind of helped me realize that I actually do the same thing that you do.
Are you recording me? Not now. Clip that.
I do the same thing that you do, but I guess I have my own hybrid version. Like, because I understand there are some people that will just listen, tell them what they want to hear, so to speak, in like a kind, loving, empathetic way, full on. But I don't do that. I will tell it the same way you do, but I will listen to you so I can hit you with all the facts that you can't like. So it's low-key toxic, I'd argue.
I believe it.
Because I do it in such a way that it isn't insincere, right?
Hey, K's in the chat. You want to say what's up to them?
What's good, K? But at the same time, it's incredibly realistic, and you can look at it from both perspectives at the same time. And I guess I've structured my arguments or whatever advice even, because that's just the way I've had to walk through life, and it works incredibly well for my field, especially the people that we talk to, because these people have like my clients have like severe mental disorders, like the worst of the worst. They've been in hospitals 6, 7, 8 times, jail 6, 7, 8 times. They have schizoaffective, schizophrenia, major depression. They're at the edge of like existence here, right?
Hot. So
a lot of them, you need to straight up like just tell them like full on, like, look, this is the end. If you don't like straighten up right now, this is it, like full on. But you got to say that in a way that isn't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just got to find out it's not what you say.
It's not that. Well, that's the thing. It is that way, but it's not like. Oh, come over here.
We got a question. Ask it, bro, and we'll give you an answer. But go ahead, bro. You don't have to stop.
Oh, I thought you were gonna read it. But yeah, no, I actually have like a hybrid, pseudo assertive way of being like that.
Being frank.
Yeah.
You're frank
Ocean.
But you're ocean at the same time.
Absolutely.
I respect it.
Wavy.
I respect it. Get that off your chin.
I'm trying to be a pharaoh over there.
Do you have any idea what I do with those things when no one's looking? I'm a menace. All right, so he says, okay. When is honesty not worth the hurt you would give someone? You know, the like insensitivity. So when is honesty not worth the hurt you would give someone? You know, like insensitivity. Okay, so here's how I feel about that. I don't think there's a point when honesty isn't worth the hurt, but I can see the logic in not giving information that would hurt if it's unnecessary. But that's something we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, where necessary is so subjective and there's a thin line on what is and isn't necessary. But I think that there's some things that it depends on if you look at withholding information as dishonesty. I think that if something pertains to somebody you care about, and it can affect them drastically, it should be told to them. But I also think there are a lot of things that aren't necessary to tell someone because they don't pertain to them. And in those cases, it just depends on if you look at that as honesty or not. That's a hard question for me to answer because, like I said, I don't really withhold information much, especially not for the sake of not hurting somebody. But yeah, no, that was a tough one for me. Alan?
It's pretty simple. I mean, I'm gonna look at it like if I mean, I guess the hurt, like, what is the hurt? Who's the hurt for? The person, I guess?
Yeah, he's saying, so, like, basically what he's saying is, like, when is it not worth being honest? Like, now people will say,
when you decided
they told a lie to protect somebody,
yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But is that feasible? Like, you think that's a real thing?
I mean, obviously it's a real thing, but I don't think it's, like, something that...
But do you think you're actually protecting them?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Because I feel like you're
just avoiding the conflict,
and you just cause delusion because and you're setting yourself up to live in this
dishonest set,
and you have to maintain this lie. It's not
hard.
worth it. It's not worth it. It's so much energy.
Lie more. It's an incredible amount of energy,
and it's so much easier to just be honest and vocal and let y'all grow in whatever direction you grow in, whether that means you grow apart or you grow toward each other.
Grow nonetheless.
Yeah, I feel like the honesty is always the best policy.
I was gonna say, like, it's usually the only time I guess it would be acceptable is if you don't necessarily want to, I guess, for lack of better words, grow. You know, like if you feel that where you are is a good place to be for you at the time, but you know, it's a sacrifice. You know, you got to deal with the consequences of your decisions if you choose to live in that moment like that continually to maintain that. Then you got to live with if they ever find out about it.
Yeah,
it's.
He said, basically, if you knew you would hurt somebody you care about with truth, would you do it? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I love
do it every day.
People. I hurt people all the time.
Absolutely.
All right, breaker. Yeah, that's. I mean, no, I think I would, but I mean, anyone who knows me knows I would. But that's just because I feel like there's
value.
There's so much love. You can see so much love in someone who cares about you being honest about something despite your feelings. Just because, like, if someone goes outside of, you know, just their fear of hurting you to be honest, that should let you know how strongly they feel about it and how much they care about you.
Right.
If I'm tripping, I want homies that tell me I'm tripping. I don't want friends that just like let me do.
You tripping, bud. Keep going.
Don't do that because and I may not, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to be super receptive to it immediately. And that's why, like, a lot of times when I get on and I do a lot, like, and anyone who knows me knows if I think you're tripping, I'm going to say it. And I'm so outspoken, I may not say it in the best way, but
in front of everybody,
and I'm gonna do it in front of everybody. I'm not gonna pull you to the side. If we're in a group of people, I'm gonna say it in front of a group of people.
But the mic, yo.
But the thing about me is, like, just like I do with other people, if you like reprimand me in front of people and I don't receive it well initially, I'm still gonna go back and I'm gonna think about it. I think that's something real big that me and Josh, and if you watch, you may know Josh, but me and Josh, I have a really good history of doing that with each other. We'll tell each other something, and immediately, of course, we're not going to receive it well because no one likes having their character judged, but
doesn't want that.
Exactly. But later, after you kind of sit on it and you understand what place this person you love and care about is coming from, it's a lot easier to take that information and use it to look at yourself and be more reflective on the behaviors you have, and to be more proficient at improving those. And like I said, I have a really bad habit of doing things the wrong way, saying things the wrong way, and like just kind of being forward. I could probably do a better job at saying things one-on-one, or waiting for a time when emotions aren't as high to say or do things. But the thing about me is, I feel like I'm so big on time and using time effectively. I don't like to wait and say or do things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather us say it, do it now, and then later think about it. But I don't like the idea of I'll save this to say later, because I may not get to say it later. But I think that's just more based on experience is why I think that way.
I think the crazy thing about that is like I'm like so much opposite to that. Like so much, you know, like there's a female part of a like a contraption. There's a male part. You know what I'm saying? They have to connect, right?
Hot, yeah.
But I have this, like, I guess this complex going on that I feel like I'm the best at stuff, but I know I'm not. And I work to not be the best, to not act like I'm the best. But when I do stuff, I don't get the criticism I believe I should receive, because to disprove that I'm being the best. So then I'm like, so am I at the top? Because I want to learn more.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And it's terrible.
So like you have no reason to think you're not fire. So
right,
I think I'm fire.
But I don't want to believe that I'm fire, because then I know once that happens, I'll stop being fire.
Yeah, I feel it.
So.
Why? Yeah, no. I understand. I am the best. So I'm not actually. I've told you before. I think I have the uncanny talent to be
motivational,
good at everything, but not be the best or amazing at anything. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's super unrealistic how good I am at being all-inclusively proficient, but so scarcely amazing.
Do you enjoy being the greatest at stuff, or being good?
I would love to be the best at something, and it'll never happen because I don't have the attention span. I like to
do other stuff.
I like hats so much. I want so many of them that I'll never get the best hat, because I'm not going to save my money to buy the best hat. I'm going to keep buying so many different hats.
I was going to say, what about cologne? Because what if you
I'll never
mix certain ones.
I'll never have that $500 bottle of Tom Ford unless someone buys it for me, because I'm going to keep buying $100 bottles. Yeah, you're right. And Kay just said, so basically you like constructive criticism, Alan.
Absolutely.
Always, immediately. And that's something I can say about you, though, because like you do take criticism in stride. You don't, and I'm different, where it's like I might argue with you for a little bit on why what I did made sense and why I know this was the best thing to do. But you're pretty good about when someone tells you something, you think about why. You'll tell them why you thought what you thought, but you'll accept what they're saying if you believe that they know more than you. And I think that's a talent, not a talent, but a mindset a lot more people need to adopt, is that when you're being mentored by someone who knows more than you, or like has been doing something for a much longer time than you, and they tell you how to do it, shut up.
Like, actually.
And if they tell you you're doing it wrong,
you're probably
change your behavior.
Yeah.
I remember Josh, Kay, and Cruz went to Baton Rouge. And on the way back, we popped a tire. And I was pissed. It was my car. And I was
Josh
pissed.
Fixing it?
That's the thing. I was pissed. So we jacked the car up. And I jacked the car up, and I'm twisting the bolt. And Josh said, Isaiah, put the before you jack it up.
I was there.
Nah, you weren't.
I was there when you were. I was under a car with y'all doing that, because I was saying it doesn't go here, and Josh was like, and you were like,
coming from Baton Rouge.
I don't know where it was. I remember you.
I think that's another time.
Oh, okay.
I used to go through a lot of tires. But no, Josh was like, Isaiah, jack the car up. I mean, break the lock before it. Like crack the bolts before you jack the car up. And I was like, Josh, I'm pretty sure. And in the middle of that sentence, I stopped, and I was like, let me shut the fuck up, because you fix cars for a living.
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I telling you how to fix a car? And he sat there for a second. He was like, I did not expect that, but thank you.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, some in my head, I was so frustrated and so angry. Like, some in my head said, why are you acting like you know what you're talking about? Right. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of just accepted that I was just like not in my element, and I had had enough. So I was like, you win, do it.
And that's the thing. Like, also for me, I don't like having responsibility. Like how you talked about the leader thing in that other podcast. I hate being a leader. Like I hate being the top of stuff, whatever that may mean. I hate like leading. I hate. I mean, I can't do it. I just really dislike being in a power position, whether I'm the best at something.
Oh, you be beating it up. My bad, bro. I said you want to be a power top.
Idiot. But I don't like being like at the top of any like game, because like with Call of Duty, I stopped playing seriously. Like with Smash, I don't play that seriously.
Yeah.
I make it harder for myself to be better at the game because I feel like I won't enjoy it at that point, because I feel like I can't learn.
Yeah, and I respect it.
I need to learn to survive,
and we need to learn to fit more of this in 30 minutes. But on that note, it's been about 30 minutes, guys. Appreciate you guys for coming and check us out, hanging out with us for that 30 minutes. Appreciate you, Kay, Joe, Katie, Torin. I saw somebody else, but I can't put my finger on it. Angel. But on that note, guys, I'm Isaiah Polk. This is We Live, the Isaiah Polk Soundcheck. Your boy, Alan. Soundcheck.
We live?
Indeed.
Indubitably.
What the fuck? Nah, don't do that. Disgusting. What? Yo, that doesn't become a thing. Don't do that.
Wilson.
I'm just hanging on this place. That's Bruce said, ain't no lame ass niggas in the party.